This is a demo of the Jellyfish certificate, request approvals, and collections workflow. I'm logged into a user that has permission to request certificates, but does not have permission to self-approve the certificates. A second administrator will have to come in and approve my certificate request before I can collect it. If I go through to the request certificate page just as normal, choose my user, and fill out the details of my CSR. I can submit my CSR to the CA, and I'll be informed that this certificate is a pending approval on the CA. Before I go and collect it, I need to make sure that I download my PKCS8 file, because the CSR was generated on my computer. If I leave this page without downloading the key, it will no longer be available. This is different from the normal workflow, where I would download the PKCS12 file. Because I do not have a certificate yet, I want to collect only the file with the key that was generated to create the CSR. I will now log out and log into my approving administrator. On the administrator, I intend to approve the certificate requester. I can navigate to the certificate request waiting approvals page, and I can already see that my certificate request I requested here has shown up in the list as pending. On this page, there are a few more search parameters I can enable. I can show the approved certificates. In addition to the pending, I can show only the denied requests in the case where I come through to do some report on my certificate approvals process. And I can include the auto approvals, which are certificates that have come through the approvals process, but were automatically approved on the way through. You can see here that some certificates have failed. If I inspect these certificates, I can retry the certificate issuance if I require. The reason I may want to see the auto approvals for an approved certificate is I might want to track the requester and the request details against the resulting issued certificate. From here, I can see when it was requested and by whom, and I can click through to view the certificate. I'm now going to approve my certificate. I can see that my certificate has been approved on the CA, and I note that my request ID is 5422. I'll need this later for collecting my certificate. As I am the administrator of this account, I can log in, I can view the approval, and skip straight to the certificate if I need to. I can jump between the certificate and the approval using the two buttons here. If I needed to, I could download the certificate files here and send them to the requester myself. However, I'm going to log back into the requester and collect the certificate personally. I remember my certificate request was 5422, so I'm going to go to the Collect Certificate page and enter that number here. Of course, all users involved in this workflow typically receive a notification. I, as an approver, will receive an email. It's telling me that a certificate pending approval has come into a catalogue at which I can approve. And I, as the requester, will receive an email saying that my certificate has been approved and is ready for collection. Collection email will include this request ID, so it's easy for me to collect the certificate in the Jellyfish portal. I can download the certificate PAM as plain text here, or I can download the certificate with the CRT extension. I now have both a private key and a certificate, including the public key that I can install onto my workstation. That concludes the demo of the certificate approvals workflow.